Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, it's Raidhyn, and I'm back with more Valkyria Chronicles. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Gonna load our game, and this episode's gonna be a little different. Instead of tackling a chapter, what I want to do is kind of check all of our in-betweens, make sure that we're checking out everything in headquarters, maybe doing a skirmish, and kind of visiting some of the places that we haven't visited yet. Just because I want to make sure that we take care of everything possible before we head into Chapter 6, which is where I remember I started really struggling with the game last time, and I just want to make sure that we've done everything else possible before going there. So let's just double check the squad barracks. We haven't visited in a while. These are all of our troops. We're all familiar with them. So that's fine. Let's go to the command room. And I'm not sure if we can recruit anyone new or if that's even important. And it looks like we just picked up some achievements, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, and there have been some new recruits.
New recruits is good. Kobe is new. Oh, I like Kobe. I remember him from the last go around. Let's see if we can pull anyone off the team. Oh, Vice. That fourth potential of yours that you're never going to get. You know, you have done really good work for us. So I guess I'll leave you on the team. Jan, we'll go ahead and pull you out.
I'm gonna miss you to death.
Yeah, I know you are. It's gonna be alright. Who else do we have that's on the fourth? You know, let's go ahead and take out Vice too.
You're a good man, Welkin. Anytime you need me, call and I'll come running.
Alright, Vice. That sounds good. So we removed a shock trooper and a lancer. We should probably complement shock troopers and a lancer. So let's see if we can't find somebody who matches up with the likes so that we can get better team coordination. Kobe, Kevin, Juno. Well, we don't need a scout. You know, I do like Kobe. Let's take a look at his potentials real quick. He's country bred, which is good. Bad back. Causes a drop in defense when they take cover, but that's not a big deal. Born leader is always good. Let's go ahead and pick up Kobe.
Name's Kobe Caird, boyo. Looks to me like we're gonna see a lot of each other.
Alright, Kobe. Glad to have you aboard Squad 7. And we also need a new Lancer. Let's see. Pessimist. I wonder what that does. Desert Bread is good. Night Vision is good. Pessimist. Less than full HP makes them throw away hope for the future. It would be nice to have someone who's Desert Bread for the upcoming desert missions.
Walter Nash, buddy. Pleasure to be working with you.
So Walter, we're gonna bring you aboard. It's gonna be that for the squad tweaks. Hopefully I can remember that about him. Let's check out our training field because we do have a lot of experience points to spend.
Welcome to your worst
Since we
nightmare,
had a
maggots.
pretty good performance on Chapter 5.
Train all you want. I've got all day.
Alright, Drill. So let's go ahead and level these guys up to level 5 so everybody's nice and even. Alright.
Bite the bullet. No pain, no
So this
gain.
basically means that we're going to want to try to do a skirmish before we head on to Chapter 6. If we want to try to keep our levels balanced. We learned Attack Boost. This order raises one ally's anti-personnel attack power. And Aim Boost, which should also be useful.
Come back.
We might be using that for some clutch sniper moments. Let's check out the R&D facility just to make sure there aren't any new upgrades. Let's see if we have anything. Nothing on rifles. Got a firepower boost for our machine guns, which is always welcome.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Firepower boost for lancers, which is great as well. Thanks, Leon. You're the man.
This one's
Alright, what else have we got? Oh, sweet, a grenade upgrade. I've been waiting for that. Alright, grenades are upgrade. Our armor is full up. Let's take a look at the Edelweiss and see if we have any new pieces of equipment. We have a mortar upgrade. definitely buy that. I love using mortars with Edelweiss. It's a very effective way of clearing out big groups of people. It looks like tread defense, critical defense, nothing on this front, so... Let's go ahead and take the tread defense. I don't want to buy both of these because I think we should hang on to a little bit of extra money. We're starting to get full up on our layout here. So I think that covers us here. Now what I want to do is check out some of the areas that are a little bit more story related. So let's go read the writing on the wall. This is from our wonderful journalist,
Hey, Lieutenant!
Miss Alette.
Off duty today? Your timing's perfect. There's something I want to show you. Won't take but a minute. Come on.
So basically Alette will allow us, if I recall correctly, to give us some new
It's
missions.
the writing on the wall.
But I think you have to
Written and
spend
published
money
by
to
yours truly.
go to them, so let's take a look at this really quick and see.
Why do this when I already have a radio news gig, you say? Sure, I could leave it up to the print news guys, but they're all lapdogs. The government censors everything. And not just a little cut here and there. In some cases, they'll bend the harsh truth into candy-sweet propaganda.
And that's why we need journalists like you.
I'm so sick of it. I want to give my readers the truth. That includes the bad stuff, too. So, this is my brilliant plan. The writing on the wall.
Little ominous
Some
of a
things are
title,
only
but you
possible
know,
in out-of-the-way spots like this.
It
Out of
works.
sight from those government goons. I'll keep this space filled with up-to-date, absolutely factual info. No censorship. And your exploits will feature heavily, I'm sure.
all
So
right.
yeah, come by and have a
I
read
appreciate
sometime.
I appreciate your level of coverage. All right, signs of Gallian resistance. Let's check this out. In an interview given on the 8th, a spokesman for the Central Gallian Armed Forces suggested a massive anti-imperial counterstrike brewing. Should this come to pass, all eyes will be on how a force that is thus far specialized in retreat can stem the imperial incursion that claimed most of Gallia by last month's end, and now stands before the gates of Rangries. How do we scroll? Oh, we click. It seems the militia will join the army proper on this bid to free the capital from a siege, a fear that has persisted for weeks now. Some suggest that this move is due to the army's desire to conserve its own manpower for combat within the city's walls, a very real possibility should this plan fail. So I think this is actually in reverse order. Let's go ahead and check this out. See if I can do this in an old school 1950s, 1940s newscaster voice. The government issued a second wave of drafts among Gallians for the militia on the 8th. Expected since the Empire's formal declaration of war last month, this draft was likely made inevitable by the recent series of losses in the east and north. The draft will target males aged 30 to 45, selected based upon qualifications and their impact upon Gallia's normal function. The militia is also accepting volunteers from those not included in the second draft, but many worry about the economic strain that further losses to the commerce and industry sector may impose. Alright. Lucky Seven's cut off supply base. The militia's 3rd Regiment, partner in our ongoing war correspondence, was successful in seizing the Empire supply base in the Cloden Wildwood despite interference from Empire ace General Raidhyn Jaeger. This new victory, coming on the heels of their vassal win last month that pushed the invasion back to Central Gallia, has all of Rangries singing their praises. Losing the Cloden base was no doubt a severe blow to the Imperial force looking to regain some of that which is lost ground, which is good news to Gallians everywhere. If anyone's guessed where the militia will crop up next, but their efforts so far make one thing clear: these men and women mean business. Gallia to pull out of north. On the 20th, the Gallian forces in the north announced their retreat from the area. Though no details were given, the imperial takeover of Fwausen, keystone among the northern Gallian industrial cities, is likely a chief cause. The capture of Fwausen, a center for Gallia's Ragnite steel and oil refineries, struck a massive blow to the nation's productivity. Though the meeting among Gallian army leaders held the day word of Fwausen's fall arrival wasted well into the night. Oh, where's my brain? No official word has yet been issued as to a specific plan for liberation of the city. Here's a story about the militia claims the Vassal Bridge. Gallia's militia brings home the glory. As the first operation in what is likely a full-scale counter-offensive, the 3rd Regiment reclaimed the Great Vassal Bridge. a vital trade artery after rerouting the Empire's local defenses on the 14th. This officially frees Rangries from the need to seal its walls. Rather than assail the Empire's bridgehead barricade, the militia opted to sweep a tank across the river and attack from the rear, an unconventional strategy to say the least. The drawbridge was then opened, dumping the rest of the defensive force into the drink. The man behind this bold plan, Welkin Gunther, aged 22, is none other than the son of EWI hero Belgian Gunther. This acorn hasn't fallen far at all. That's an incredibly exhausting voice to do. Flames swept war sweep Europa. Flames of war. The Empire owned and run Terra's news outlet reported on the 6th that Imperial forces have claimed the coastal Federation city of Valua. If true, the Empire would now hold a supply route for Ragnite transit, greatly influencing their standing in southern Europa. Unlike the northern provinces, Europa's south lacks for Ragnite, meaning that supplies must be shipped in from elsewhere to sustain the Empire's offensive. The Empire's hold on Europa's southern coast means expansion of the conflict to all areas of the continent is more likely now than ever before. The Federation has yet to issue a statement regarding the Empire's alleged seizure of Valua at this time. Alright, so that's the news.
And while you're here,
What else, sell it?
I want to put a book out someday, right?
Of course
to
you
put
do.
the truth in the hands of the people.
It's very
But
aspirational.
I'm just a radio news grunt, you know? I'll be paying for everything out of my own pocket.
Oh, here's where the money comes in.
So, I figured I'd ask you. Think you could find it in your wallet's heart to help a girl get started? I'd make it worth your while. You guys could feature in the book I
Alright,
write.
well, seems
I
reasonable.
still haven't decided what all I want to put in it, but I promise it'll be all about you.
I'm somehow
See this
inclined to
fat stack of
believe you.
notes? I've got a ton of material already. So how about it? Call it an investment in the future rising star of authordom. Please.
Alright, I've heard your plea. Ellet Embedded. Purchase this interview content? Yes.
Thanks a million.
Let's check out A Taste of Home as well. And we'll see where that
I plan
happens.
on putting out new editions periodically, so drop by to check it out often.
Alright, Ellet.
Especially after
Alette?
you've made some headlines on the
Alette?
battlefield. That's the perfect time to strike.
Sounds
I'm
good.
counting on you out there, Welkin.
Alright, so
You'll
we'll
need
be
to keep
checking
me
back with
supplied
you for
exciting material.
new opportunities to work on our newscaster voice. So I wonder where those things went off to. Let's visit the war cemetery really quick. I think we get a cutscene here on our first visit. Let's take a look.
Paying your respects? Sorry, I suppose that was a foolish question.
Actually, no, sir. I'm not here visiting anyone in particular.
Oh, then might I ask what brings you to a place like this?
I find it sobering, standing here in front of all those who died in the last war. That and seeing this much death reminds me that humans are just another part of nature.
Don't suppose I've ever heard that before. Judging from your clothes, you're militia.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Welkin Gunther. I'm in charge of Squad 7, Regiment 3.
Gunther. I see. Squad leader. Very impressive for a young man.
Not at all, sir. I'm still woefully inexperienced. One wrong order from me and my squad could wind up here. It's a huge responsibility.
Welkin might be inexperienced, but at least he's wise for his age.
You respect the weight of their lives. Here, let me teach you a special order.
An order, sir? I'm sorry. Who did you say you were?
Just a leftover from the last war. I'm afraid my orders require some experience, though.
Alright.
I can't in good faith teach them to those who lack the maturity to use them properly. Now, let's see. I'll teach you retreat today. Use it to command an injured unit to pull out of combat. Well, what is your decision?
Hey, any knowledge is good knowledge, but I don't have enough experience points right now, so I think we're gonna have to come back.
I see. I hope we'll meet again.
Alright, so next time we have some extra experience points, we'll go back there to check them out. Let's see what happens if we go... Let's check the writing on the wall again. See if those things that we purchased have shown up. Nope, I guess not. Got all of those.
Come back and see the...
So let's take a look at book mode and see if anything has been added to our skirmishes tab. New episode, a new report. Personnel tab's been updated. Okay, we've got some notes over here on the left that just appeared. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe those are new reports. How do I select episode? How do I go back? Menu? Tab select? No. Chapter select, I think that's what I'm looking for. Report, Ellet embedded, alright.
Report. Ellet embedded.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this report and see what Ellet discovered during her embed into Squad 7. This is actually interesting because one of the things that I used to do when I was in the military, I was a public affairs specialist. So I got to carry a camera in addition to a rifle. And one of our responsibilities was to embed media into units and to kind of help with that whole coordination. So this, it's not necessarily Ellet's character. You know, the people I worked with were, you know, from like Associated Press and that kind of thing. But it's still the same practice in wartime today where if a reporter wants to go report on the war, we take them and we embed them with a certain unit and they follow that unit around and kind of see the story of the war through their eyes and all the rest of it. So with that being said, let's see what Ellet does on her embed with Squad 7. Let the interviews begin.
Squad 7 of Regiment 3. My first impression, good. Lieutenant Welkin Gunther, squad leader. Next
I
in
really
command,
appreciate how you
Sergeant
could
Alicia
actually see the
Melchior.
names written out of each squad member in her notes. It's a nice touch.
That lieutenant looks softer than I'd expect for the son of the late General Gunther.
It's because Vulcan's just
And
a nice
her.
guy.
Her hometown is Brule, same as Gunther. Could be childhood friends. But if I'm lucky, they were childhood sweethearts. We'll just have to find out how close they are.
Anything for a good
Next
story.
on the list, Sergeant Largo Potter and Corporal Bridget Stark. Oh wait, that's right. Stark had a nickname. Gotta jot that down. Goes by Rosie. There. Looks like those two don't trust Gunther much yet. That could be good. Could be really good. Who does that leave? Right, the tank pilot, Corporal Isara Gunther. Huh, she's the lieutenant's sister. Now that's strange. She looks dark-skinned to me. Wonder how that comes into the picture. You couldn't ask for a more colorful crew than that, could you? Something tells me these guys are different than the usual troop somehow. Maybe my keen journalistic instincts?
Uh-huh.
Well then,
Digging the pencil
the
flourish.
truth's not gonna uncover itself.
That's when you know you've got skills.
Here I come.
That and a
Ready
medium
or
format
not.
camera is brilliant. Alright, let's go talk to Sergeant Largo. Looks like Largo and Rosie. Sergeant Largo, Corporal Rosie. Good members of the team. Little complainy.
Oh,
They'll get over
there's
it. They're gonna
Sergeant
come
Potter.
around.
And Corporal Stark with him. Hey, guys! Mind if I ask a few questions? It'll only take a second.
What? Like an interview? What do you want to go interviewing us for?
Aw, come on, big guy. I bet we'd make better topics than some rich kid.
Wonderful. Let's start with you then, Largo. You fought in the first European War, right?
Yeah, I've been a soldier ever since, too. I'm what you'd call a seasoned warrior, see?
And why did you choose to stay in the Force? Most people try to avoid the soldiering life.
It's an honest living, plus I got my reasons. Besides, I ain't the only one. Look at Elle.
Elle? Who's Elle?
If I had to guess, I'd say Eleanor Virat. Captain Virat, that is. 3rd Regiment. It seems you've got quite a history with her. Care to fill in some details?
There ain't no details.
Heyo.
Is this the trash you want to write about?
Yeah, I've seen that look before.
Look, I'm a busy guy. I'm out of here.
Largo, come on, spill your guts, man. It's okay if you and the captain have got history. That would just make for some
Largo, wait up.
delightful drama.
Oh, just let him go. We can have a little chat, just the 2 of us girls. So, Rosie. Can I call you Rosie? Beautiful name, by the way. Do you like flowers?
I used to sing at a bar. It was hardly a flower patch, but my nickname there stuck. Tell you what, though. Some customers came from miles away just to hear me sing.
My. So why is a pretty young songbird with a voice as sweet as a rose so thorny towards Lieutenant Gunther and all those others?
I just ain't trusting my back to a stinking dark hair is all.
Traumatic past experience with the Darkson leave you bitter, maybe?
So this is like one of the interesting things about this game and how they approach talking about racism. You know, like most racism in our real world universe is, you know, based entirely on appearances, and there is some of that with the dark hair that Asara has, and it's just, I always appreciate it when games decide to go past just like, oh, and let's tell a story and actually take on topics, because so many people are afraid to do that with their art and with storytelling. And when it's done well, like, you know, it is in Valkyria Chronicles, as we'll see as the story continues to unfold, like, it's just something I really appreciate seeing.
Think what you want. I got better things to do than sit around gabbing about him is all. You can put me down as allergic, yeah? Just chatting and I'm starting to feel sick.
Bet she'd spill the beans if you got her riled up enough. Maybe next time. Still, a veteran carrying a torch for his captain and a Darkson-hating chanteuse? They may be cranky, but they're characters.
Alright, let's see what else Ellett uncovers during her interviews. It looks like we're going to be talking to Asara next. Maybe we can get her point of view on this whole Darkson thing.
Boo!
Oh, hello, Miss Ellett. How are you?
A little freaked out now. You didn't even bat an eye at that. You were staring at the sky pretty intently. Something up there we should know about?
I'd like to fly. Well, actually, I'd like to fly my brother.
Fly your brother? Care to expound on that? You don't seem the type to have her head in the clouds. It's very romantic.
I believe myself to be quite logical, really. Too logical, perhaps.
Okay, so if you don't mind my asking, how exactly are you and your brother related? Wait, let's leave that for now. How would you describe your brother as a person?
Welks is... objectively speaking, he can seem a little strange sometimes.
I see. Although I'm a little unsure of what that means, coming from you.
But he is a very kind person, and loyal. Anytime my heritage brought me trouble, he was the first to come to my defense.
I see. Sounds like you really love him, huh?
I would say I respect him a great deal.
Gotcha. Sounds like you lucked out in the sibling department then.
Yes, very much so. That's why I'd like to give him the opportunity to fly.
I'm still not sure I follow that exactly, but we'll leave that for another day. Thanks for your time. Next up, Squad Leader Gunther himself.
Alright. Let's see what you can uncover about Vulcan and Alicia in the next next episode.
Hello, hello! Are you ready for your big interview?
Hello, Miss Ellett. Hard at work again, I see.
Didn't you already interview him before?
Oh, Alicia, I wanted to get in a chat with you today, too.
Alicia does not look impressed. Look at that face. She looks like she's about ready to burst.
Wait, really? You're going to write an article about me?
Alright, that's better.
I can't say whether it'll make the paper, but I do have some questions for you. You've been at Lieutenant Gunther's side since you left Brule. Tell me what he's like.
Wait a minute. You want to interview me about him?
Bait and switch. Bait and
Well,
switch.
let's see. We only met just a few days ago, but he's a pretty interesting person. You never know what he's going to say next.
I see. So, forget he's your boss for a second. What do you think of him as a guy?
Oh, why do you gotta get all tabloid, Ellett? Come on. Try to, like, keep this above board. So many things you could be talking about. You just want to go for the
What?
dirty
I've never
headlines,
really thought
scandalous
about it.
covers.
I don't know.
Is that so? Well, Lieutenant Gunther, care to comment in her place?
Somebody is instigating.
Lieutenant, where'd he go?
Huh? Oh, sorry. There was just this crazy-looking bug. I got distracted.
See what I mean? He's an interesting guy, if unpredictable.
No kidding. Now, Lieutenant Gunther, I have a couple of questions for you. First up, how do you feel about this war, as the son of a hero from the First European War?
Same as anybody else, I guess. I want it to be over. Are people looking at me as the son of a hero? Well, maybe I am, but I'm still just me.
Okay then, let's talk about you. What are you fighting for?
I feel like the present world is made up of things we've inherited from the past. We get life and a home from our parents, knowledge from our teachers. And not just the good stuff. Take prejudice against Darksons. That's learned behavior.
Yeah, this is what I love, is that in this game, right in the middle of it is buried this incredibly profound shit. Like, there's no other way to say it, but like the fact that they're using this as a way to talk about, I mean, think about it, like all of the stuff in our lives that is both equally awesome and awful have all come from the people who've come before us, and yeah, it's heavy stuff.
Every creature out there is trying to pass things along to future generations. I want to pass on what I think is right. I'm fighting for the ability to do that.
Thank you very much. That's all I've got for you today.
Great, we're done? I want to get back to that fascinating insect again.
Huh, you really hit the nail on the head. He's as entertaining as he is unpredictable. I was planning on moving along to the next squad after interviewing everyone in Squad 7. I think I'll stick around and learn a bit more about you Sevens, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Just try to stay out of the combat zones, for your own safety.
I'm not making any promises. I go where the scoop takes me. That's just how I roll.
Alright, Alette. Alright. So let's go ahead and chapter select our way to the next report.
Report. A taste of home.
We're going to watch through these just so that we can even it out. Looks like there's 3 episodes here, which is good. So let's go ahead and look at An Unexpected Visit.
And done. That takes care of the report. Who's there?
No.
Hey, it's the squad mascot. It's funny because I was thinking about Hans here after the last playthrough, and it's something that's really common in wartime for soldiers to adopt animals that are found on the battlefield. It's like there are stories of this going back all the way to the Civil War, I believe. And it's something that even happened while I was a soldier, or you would hear about stories. Now it's against regulations now. They don't allow it anymore. So you would hear these stories about units who had adopted a dog, and then as soon as people higher up the chain of command had found out about it, the dog would have to be sent away or what have you. And it's just something that I think is really good for unit morale, and it's incredible to have a team mascot and just an animal. And animals are so loving and trusting and remind you of home and the pets that you grew up with, and it's so important to have something like that in wartime. And it's something that I wish they didn't have those regulations. I understand why they're in place. You know, it's safety things, it's health issues, you know, all that stuff makes really good sense on paper. But I was always a firm believer that unit morale is something that you just need, and animals were just an incredible way to achieve that. So I really like seeing the fact that there is a mascot, even though he's a winged pig and he doesn't exist in real life. Hans, I'm glad you're on board for Squad 7's journey through this fight.
Hans? Did you come here all by yourself? Boy, you sure are smart. Hey, stop tugging, Hans. What's up? Is there something this way? Okay, I get it. Lead the way. And you can stop biting my boots already.
Alright, let's see where Hans is taking us. To the common area?
You went and got Welkin for me? Nice going, Hans. Thanks.
I just got led around base by a pig. Any idea what he wants with me, Alicia?
Oh no, I was the one who wanted to see you. Are you hungry, Welkin?
Hungry? Well, yeah, actually.
Really? Oh, good. I whipped a little something up for you. Come see.
What? Back in the kitchen? Whoa.
Right, new episode has been added. Taste of Home tea for 2.5.
Wow. I've never seen so much bread in one place. You baked all this yourself, Alicia?
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I made anything. I was worried I might be getting a bit rusty. But the oven was free, so I helped myself.
It smells great. Okay, here goes.
Welkin? You okay?
Delicious!
Really?
Yeah. I've never eaten bread this good. It's really impressive.
Welkin, you look like a chipmunk.
You know how chipmunks and hamsters stuff their little cheeks full of food like that? I finally understand why.
All right, let's look at Alicia's ambition.
I'm so full. That was great, huh, Hans?
I can't believe you put it all away. It was a little scary watching you two eat. Still, I'm glad you liked it. It feels good to see people enjoying my bread.
It felt good eating it. Thanks for baking it all.
You're welcome. Oh, Welkin, you have some... There's just a little crumb. There we go.
Oh. So, you said you worked at a bakery before the war started?
Yeah. I was a live-in apprentice under the Meister running the shop. Once things settle down, I plan on taking the national exams and opening up my own bakery.
Wow. You need to be licensed to run a bakery? That sounds pretty tough.
It's been my dream since I was a little girl. It's what I enjoy doing the most. I love imagining entire families eating the bread I make together. A loving husband, maybe, and cute little kids waiting for their mom to get home. She comes in with a big basket of my bread, and the kids all cheer and embrace her.
okay?
Oh, and what if my bread brings the husband and wife closer together? She could say, "Oh, honey, you have a crumb in your beard," and then she'd... Listen to me. That's just like what happened here a minute ago, Welkin, but
Are you alright, Alicia?
Huh? I'm fine. Anyway, I'll keep baking it if you keep eating it.
It's a deal. And thanks again.
So that's it for the reports. I believe we're all caught up. And I think that's where I'm going to stop this video. In the next one, I'll be taking some time to do a skirmish before we head out for Chapter 6. I know this episode was a bit strange with us catching up on story and some squad maintenance, but if you're still listening, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, please remember to hit the like button as it helps out a great deal. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time for more Valkyria Chronicles.